There's been some cock up with the rooms. The room I should have been in is off limits. Apparently the macaques, get this, have stolen the keys. Now, there's 5 keys to a room because there's a spare key and 1 key for each potential person who might want to sleep in there, each sleeperoonie. So I said, I don't believe you. Get the manager. Haven't heard anything since. Mind you, I scuttled off into the jungle, so that might be why. Hello, there's a sort of hut thing.
You have done well, my son. You have reached the ancient beach of I don't
know where we are really. We're at the beach, but I don't know how it's connected to, you know, what they call proboscis monkeys. Oh look, lots of trees. Oh, there's a macaque. No, that's a tree. The macaque's behind the tree. Should we bring one of those at least, shall we? Preferably one that isn't doing its Coke can trick. I found that Coke can trick. I found that quite daunting. Oh, here they are. Let's see if we can get them. They all started growling at me. I thought, man, I didn't like that, so I ran away. You know why? Because there's more than in around me. That was as it happens, wasn't it? I just saw a lizard. It's gone. I wonder if now they know I'm here, they'll let me get a bit closer. Let's try it.
As long as I keep my distance and use my zoom, I think they're quite happy to not attack me, which is encouraging. These macaques that we're seeing, and in fact the ones that you see throughout most of Southeast Asia, they're called crab-eating macaques, which is funny because they don't eat crabs. They're also called long-tailed macaques because their tails are almost as long as their bodies. What these chaps do eat though is just about anything else. They eat leaves, flowers, bark, roots. They'll prey on vertebrates, they'll take lizards, frogs, eggs and of course crops. I dare say if I laid down here and went to sleep they might eat me. A short distance from the beach and I came upon this chap, and I do find these sort of creatures extremely interesting to watch, all these moving bits. Oh, I picked him out of here and put him on the flat again because he looked a bit stuck and waited for him to reappear. Hermit crabs, they're not bored with those shells. What happens is they've got these long curved spirally abdomens and they have to find a discarded seashell and they fit themselves inside it, one that's big enough to retract their whole body in, and they carry it around. And as they grow, they have to find bigger shells. And apparently what happens is when a biggish hermit crab's got a new big shell to go into, all the other hermit crabs all gather around and they all kind of try the shells on. And the best fit gets the shell. Most peculiar. How long do you think a hermit crab would live? What do you think, 3 or 4 years maybe? Well, the oldest recorded hermit crab in captivity lived for 32 years. So if you get one of these, it's not just for Christmas.
Whee! Absolutely no luck on the proboscis monkey front. I think I'm going to have to look at my modus operandi. Coming monkey ready or not is the thing I need to stop shouting out every 10 yards. I should stop singing ooh ooh ooh, I want to be like you hoo hoo from the Jungle Book. There's some proboscis monkeys. No, it's making it up. Can't lie to you, it's just a tree.
While you admire my digital zoom artiness, I'll just tell you what a mangrove is in case you don't know. Mangrove's the collective word used for all the trees and shrubs that you find growing in, wait for it, saline, coastal, sedimentary habitats in the tropics and subtropics. Wandering back along this beach, where all the mangroves are, there they are, look, mangroves. There's a horseshoe crab, or what's left of one. Do you remember back in Nakhon-Si Thammarat, that bloke tried to sell me one on the market instead of fish and chips? What a cheeky blighter. Then I saw this. And I know enough about snakes that you don't go prodding it to see if it's moving or alive. It was absolutely still, probably digesting its food. Not sure what it is, but I'm going to claim it as a new species, the bush Bako beach snake. Yes, the bushy Bako beach snake. Patent applied for. Well, shame on me. Got up late this morning, too late to see proboscis monkeys, but I was wandering around the camp and I saw this lot up a tree. These monkeys are silver and they eat leaves. I wonder if you can guess what they're called. They're a close cousin to the proboscis monkey, these ones. They're both langurs. They've both got 3-chambered stomachs. That's because they eat leaves and they need that stomach to digest the cellulose. The silver-leaf monkeys have grinding ridges on the edge of their teeth so they can chew the tougher leaves. They live in a harem situation, one adult male, a few adult females and the youngsters. Very rarely do they leave the trees and the whole group sleeps in one tree at night. The babies are a kind of gingery brown colour and it's 5 months before they get their silver coat. So apart from the odd territory dispute which might bring on a bit of howling, the odd predator, huge eagle or something, and a very dull diet, it must be very nice to be a silverleaf monkey.
Look at this, look. Look. Just imagine you're here. Just imagine, just feel the cares of the day washing away. Just imagine you're standing watching this in real life. Just take a deep breath. Turn off the noise in your head for a minute.
This is one like the one we saw back in KL in the reptile exhibition. This is the one that one bite will kill you, and it's got marvellous colour and scales. It was absolutely still, and one of the park rangers said, "Don't touch it, it's digesting. It's digesting." So we didn't touch it. Look at the way all those scales kind of interlock, the architecture of that creature. Came back to it a bit later in the day to see if it had moved, and its head had moved, so we were right to treat it with respect. Beautiful colours. There's nothing like relaxing on your balcony in the late afternoon and admiring your pants by Byfords of London. Heard this noise, went over to see what it was, just kind of rustling, and I slowly crept up, hoping it wasn't a troop of macaques, and it was a monitor lizard, who oddly enough, once I appeared, didn't scuttle off, seemed to kind of size me up, and then decided it was perfectly safe to come back and forage under the hut. Hut's on stilts, of course. So back he came, absolutely oblivious of me, just quite happy to pull his peculiar form along on those legs. Then he just sat while I did a profile. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And as he loped off back into the jungle and I bade him a fond farewell, we promised to never meet again. Watch this slow-mo stuff, look. It's so you can see the colour of the tongue. Ready? Blue tongue. Blue-tongued monitor lizard. Lots of macaques in the camp, so you have to lock all your stuff up. Look, this one's going to have a go at my t-shirt. He's going to have a shave and come back and get dressed up. Watch them in their groups. They do look after each other. And I did hear a story where apparently if you've got a macaque who's lower in a social chain eating berries and the one higher up hasn't got any berries, the one higher up will take the berries from the other one's mouth and eat them, and that's fine. So there's a real pecking order, a hierarchy in the societies that the macaques put together. I like this little one. I bet he'd be the underdog if he went to school. Look at that haircut. And this one, I don't know what's going on here, but at some point he just decided to show his mother, presumably, his foot. There we are. So look, there's the bottom of my foot. What does yours look like?